Kani kadai ka Batisi TV, bat pidang pet ya ka kubor baman kasni, belawan rasha pi da ka rupa, ringkat bat ka orange Nissan, lom sokpo near Fabricate Shillong.
New Nissan Kicks. Bookings open now.
Menteri Rangba Barim Gejala walong mentau nong yalam jong liang Persya Dr. Mukul Sangma ulakan thok teng da ka baong bagani ka Sorkar MDA ka bala yalam da Konrad ke Sangma kadai ka Sorkar ka bam Larkam. Haka jinge keren berkilat pathai kubor haka khat santarik urisau arjar khat kendai Dr. Mukul ula ong bagani ka Sorkar bala yalam da Konrad Sangma kadai ka balap miet satang ban penhe haki social media. Ula tak ranting ru bagani ka Sorkar kadai ka bamshim lala satya ban le ru na ka bantagi pajba bat yathu ru bagi don ki riu pajba ki bala yathu hau ba menta ki khot yo menteri Rangba Konrad ke Sangma kum u Facebook Chief Minister ubayalam ya ka Sorkar ka bam Larkam.
The submission of utilization certificates has been an issue that not just what people are saying or pointing fingers at us, but if they look at their own time and during their own government, many such utilization certificates were not submitted. Even today, in fact, if you look at the utilization certificates, I don't want to go much into details, but I'll just give you a few examples of the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Even from 2015, 16, 16, 17. Programs and programs were not implemented from that time onwards. So we are still, as a government, now trying to rectify all those, things that were not completed by the past government. And as I keep saying, I'm not here to blame anybody, but it's inappropriate and for others to point fingers when they know themselves that what kind of situation that was created and how utilization certificates were not submitted during that time, and things are pending, as I said, even as far as even 2001, 2002, 2003. These kind of projects also are still pending, and government has really worked hard in the last 1.5 years to ensure that those projects and the donor ministry and the NEC, we have been submitting the UCs and clearing the backlog of the old dispensation, and ensuring that even now the current working of the new dispensation, projects and schemes under us also are implemented and submitted on time. There have been issues concerning contractors' bill for a very long time. It's not just that it happened in the last 1 year. There are many bills and many works where the payments have been pending for many, many years. There were situations, again, I don't want to go into details because it looks like I'm pointing fingers at others, but there were years in the past where sanctions were done without proper due diligence, whether finance was available or not. So all these things have built up, and obviously today we are in a position or situation where there are old contracts, old works that were allotted very conveniently, but then those payments are now on us. So therefore, as a government, obviously it's our duty to make sure that happens, but these kind of pressures are always there, and it has been there in the past also, and it is there now also. But at the same time, we're ensuring that work is not affected, especially when it comes to central schemes, when it comes to the important infrastructure projects. And obviously, the most important aspect is to ensure that committed liabilities of the state are not affected. So therefore, yes, there's always pressure, and as I said, these pressures have been building up in the past. But from the government side, we are doing everything that's possible from our side to ensure that the continuity is there.
Status of the projects. When they submit UC and the further release of the succeeding installment from Government of India vis-a-vis the project, you look at every project. I looked at article carried by one of the print medias, where the print media have reflected the concern of the people about pending projects. We are not talking about new projects. So even if you are not being able to take care of the timely completion of the projects, now what is going to be the result? The result will be there will be time overrun and cost overrun. When time overrun and cost overrun, that itself will have its own delay. So you look at the status of all the major projects. Forget about the other projects because there are hundreds and hundreds of projects which are in the process of implementation, funded by Government of India. Now, if you do not utilize or rather pay the contractors, how will you submit the UC? You ask the contractors, how many contractors have received the payment? It is precisely because of these the projects are in standstill. I was privileged to travel across the state. So I asked them, I asked the officers, what happened, why this project is in standstill? They said the contractor has stopped the work because they are not receiving the pending bills. Now, if your pending bill is crores of rupees, somebody is having a pending bill of 2 crore, 3 crore, 7 crore, how is it expected that you as an entrepreneur will be able to invest? Where are you going to get the money? So there is a sudden dislocation of the circulation of the cash flow for the contractor. Now, therefore, the contractor will be in the stronger wicket to ultimately demand the government for cost escalation because of the time overrun. That is how you ultimately make the state bleed. You have seen certain projects, even state's own project like Chera cement plant. Preceding governments, what has happened? The project got delayed and delayed and delayed. So what is the ultimate fallout of such delay in completion of the project? If you are borrowing and you are implementing, then you will have to have the burden of payment of the interest. Repayment burden increases manifold. That is not a good economics. That's not how you tend to, start a new business. So if government is having any business, government should understand that, okay, why in the first instance you take a decision and why you should not actually ensure the regular fund flow to complete the project within the timeline. Okay, there are some unforeseen challenges. There are always certain unforeseen surprises. If you're talking about some projects, maybe power projects, you'll have certain surprises. I remember when we had this Larkam project, we had certain geological surprises. Therefore, there was escalation. But what is important is to take expeditious decision to approve such any change of your overall estimate of the plan, based on the unforeseen surprises. Now you have a project, Ganol hydro water. You go and see, have it examined by yourself. How much money was released in the past and how much they have utilized. And if they have not utilized, have they been able to submit the UC, utilization certificate, to Government of India? So these are important. And not only that, you also have the project being funded by NABARD, RIDF. Now, if you cannot submit UC against those projects, then the subsequent installments again will have problem. Now, you have also the Human Capital Development Project, with which we were able to invest to the amount of 125 million US dollars worth of projects, out of which $100 million US dollars is from ADB and 25 is from the government, state government. And this is in order to augment whatever we get from Asian Development Bank, keeping in mind the needs in the educational sector. Now, what is happening to the program? The idea was to complete the phase 1 and get second tranche, the second phase. Everything get delayed. What happens is that then the state will be deprived of this source of fund. Similarly, if you are not in a position to submit UC, I am telling you, concerned ministries under Government of India will not further release the remaining installments, because that is how the stringent financial rules operate. Okay, and that is what I have been trying to share within the House and caution the government. But the government should not be in a denial mode. It's as simple as that. Okay. Therefore, why we are pointing a finger at the government? So that they pull up their shocks. Yeah? They don't just have that whole complacency mode and then work in the chalta hai mode type. Meghalaya cannot afford that chalta hai mode type. Are we not going to host national games? When are we expected to host it? We have decided collectively that we will host these national games to ultimately commemorate the 50th year of our statehood. It's as simple as that. Therefore, your timing is very important. What are the measures taken? You have few projects already sanctioned. Okay. Few projects already sanctioned in 2016, 17 and 17, 18. The projects are not moving. Some of the projects have not even started on the ground. That means the government is completely indecisive. Now, how will you utilize this fund if your projects have not started? The contractors have not been able to start the work if the government has not taken a decision. Rather, the government has indicated that, okay, the implementation of the project be kept in abeyance. That is the exact letter. That is why I am saying that this government is indecisive, and this indecisiveness is costing the state very, very dearly. And other aspects are there, which we will talk later.